Okay, this is my Coose livestock trailer. It's a 16-footer. A few of the things that I've done to it, if you happen to be someone like me who has one of these that has rust problems, like they all do, I'm going to tell you how I fixed it. So if you set into fixing yours, at least you'll have an idea what's going on there. They always rust right down here at the bottom on the side. The front's the worst. They put the reflective tape on there, and for some reason, everywhere there's reflective tape, there's rust. So I think it rusts from the inside and the outside, is what I think. But anyway, this is what the side's made out of. Actually, it's not just like this. This is 3/16 material. Originally, it was 1/8. So I went to my local metal guy and had him to bend me a piece of this, 8 foot long. That's how much was left over from an 8-foot piece. And then I cut this off. Just cut it off with the plasma torch. Cut all the wells loose. Stuck the new piece up under there and welded it on. Now the only thing that holds this in there, other than the sides here and these pipes, are some 4-inch channel iron that run across there. There's 1, 2, 3, I guess there's 3 or 4 of them. Also the front, it always rests down here at the bottom of the front. That's just a piece of 3/16 by 4-inch wide. And I just cut the front loose, pushed it back, and stuck it down in there and welded it on. Which will be better than what it was to start with. So, and then up here on the sides, if you've got one of these, you know what I'm talking about. There's a gap right here, like this. This is in a bad place. Cows are about this tall. They back up here and do what cows do, right down the side of your trailer. I did not like that. So I decided to fix it while I was doing this other stuff. And what I did was, I got a piece of steel cut, which that's 20 gauge, which is very light. If you don't like welding light material, don't get 20 gauge, get something heavier. But I just stuck it in there and welded it all up through there, just tack welded it here and there, all the way to the front. So now whenever the cow does whatever they want, it'll just go off. I overlapped this, so it's a ramp. So it'll just run off, go to the floor instead of out through the side and over on the outside of it. And also on the flooring, this is fibered aluminum roof paint. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I could not see where it would hurt. But all underneath the lumber was out of here, so all the metal on the bottom is covered with that stuff, which it's kind of like plastic whenever it dries. Plus aluminum don't rust. I put some of it there in the center gate because that crack down there at the bottom always gets full of stuff and makes things rust. So you can see all the way around. Now this rubber flooring is from a conveyor belt. It's just the belting off a conveyor belt. That 2x4 in the front is just to hold the belting down. It's not there for anything other than that. On this front bulkhead, this piece right here, which is a poor design. I don't know why they done it that way. but the stuff gets stuck right on top of it and then it rusts, and there's a seam where these two go together, and that seam will rust out. So I didn't want to go in there and put metal in it because it wasn't that big of a deal. So I got some urethane windshield glue, which will stick to anything. I've used it on windshields. It's what you would call super silicone, that doesn't turn loose like silicone does. And I just fill that gap up that's down through there. I don't think it'll ever get any worse than what it is. I painted pretty much the whole inside, not the roof. And as you can see, over the wheels was also rusted out. I don't know if you can see it in this light, but this is just a plate. Instead of running the channel on down through there, because you can't run the channel all the way through. But I just welded a plate down to there, and there's an angle iron that the axles are actually mounted to that just sticks up underneath there. So that plate, it welds to the angle iron on the bottom and then to the side to support the axles. On the door I had the same issue as the rest of it, and I just got a piece. Just a piece of steel. Cut the rusted sheet metal out from the original, stuck it in there and welded it. Looks pretty good, I think. Also, they had a stop welded on this door. I think it was up here, either up here or down there, where you couldn't open the door all the way. It would stop about there, and I guess that was to keep it from hitting a truck or something if you was hooked up to it. Anyway, I cut that off so I can open the door all the way. I don't know. Sure makes it easier to wash out, I can tell you. So that's how I've done this. It's worked out pretty good. It's kind of a pain in the hind end to get all the rust cut out of it and cleaned up. That's the biggest problem. But I think I'm going to like this. Plug that hole up. They can still get air up here and through here. I didn't plug it up on the door so I could see in there. But if it's in the middle of summer, you don't move much cattle when it's hot anyway, unless you have to. And the new ones are more like this, I noticed. They've got a solid panel all the way down to here, and then they've got an open spot here. And this here, I made this up so I could close the door from the back. Like I say, this is a 99 model, so they may have changed a bunch of this, but I load everything from the back, and I couldn't get to the side, especially if you've got stuff trying to come back out on you. So I put this, all I did is just a piece of steel with a hole in it, where I can latch that thing up from the back end. And recently I seen this on a new one, so I put me one on this one here. So whenever that's a slam latch. Once you shut it, it'll latch no matter what. And even if something was coming out after you, at least it'd give you a chance to get away, if nothing else. But so that's how all that works. This is a good trailer. You can see where the rust has come through here. And here, which I'm not going to do anything to fix that. That's character, I guess. But anyway, finally got this crazy thing done. Other than lights, I got to get some lights to put on it. I painted the roof. It was starting to rust up there. I just drilled all the rivets out and took the aluminum off. Painted it. Riveted it back on. So, that's how we do it around here. If you get to do one of these, good luck, because it's a pain in the rear. Till next time.